I want to walk you through how you set up Bark from Home. Bark from Home is a device that you can purchase and allows you to monitor and restrict internet access and content to any device that sits on your home network. So example, you've got an Xbox, a Nintendo Switch, a family computer, a smart TV, school-issued computer. You can access those things on the internet, but there's no way to put time limits on them or allow certain things or deny certain things. Bark from Home does allow that. So basically, you identify the device on your network and tell Bark from Home to manage it. You set a profile up. We'll go through all the steps here in a minute, but let me go plug one in and we'll get started. So now that I've got the Bark plugged in to the power into my router, it's got to power up in a couple of things. First thing I want you to know is that you need to check to make sure your router is compatible with Bark. I'll share this link in the description. I'll share it on my site too, but not every router just works automatically without it. There should be some settings yet to be changed, or it may not be supported at all. And so Bark's website has a great table of contents you can look at. If we look over here on the right, we've got table of contents. You can see where we've got different brands, D-Link, Google, Griffin, whatever it might be, Spectrum. Their routers are all listed here. So you need to check to make sure. My internet provider provides one from Calix, and so I have to enable something in the security settings on that. It's pretty easy to do. You can log in to your router. Anybody can do that. I'll try to find a document to show you how to do that in general. You can always call your internet provider to tell them what you're doing, and they should be able to help you as well. If you look here at the Cambium, though, it does include Bark built in, so you wouldn't have to buy a Bark home device for that router. Some routers have built-in parental control, some do not. I'll have another video on that we'll talk about later. Next thing we need to do after identifying that our router is or is not compatible is, if we go ahead further, is to connect to Bark. So we'll go up here to the browser and we're just going to go to detect.network, hit enter, and let this run. And this is going to allow you to access the Bark home device to then set it up fully and assign it to your Bark account and start managing devices. Now that Bark has seen itself on our network, we can now activate the device. And so we go through a couple of instructions, and already it's going to tell you to make sure it's connected to your network, all that. We've already done all that, so we'll hit next. We have to verify that the light is flashing on the device, in which case it is. So we hit yes, it's flashing. And it is ready to scan for Bark for Home. So we hit scan. So sometimes this will happen. Bark Home doesn't get detected for whatever reason. It could be a security setting on your network, whatever else. So it'll rescan in about 70 seconds here. Easiest thing I recommend is hit connect manually. On the bottom of the Bark on that label, you'll see this sticker that looks very similar to this. You'll look for what's called the MAC number or MAC address, and it's just asking for the last 2 digits below in order to identify it. So we'll hit continue. It's been detected. We'll hit next. And now we got to go through some startups, getting started with it. One, we've got to connect the Bark home to our Bark account, and then connect devices to profiles within Bark. Some of that I've already gone ahead and done, but we can do some of that with you in this video as well. And it's just explaining how it works. We've already done all that. You can change your profiles. So now we have Bark from home. All right. So we also have a profile Sally set up. So right now we've got Sally, and she has a MacBook Air that we've connected to it. Great. Also, we can check and see Bark saw other devices on our network that are not managed, and do we want them? Somebody has a cell phone and somebody has an Intel laptop that we need to assign if possible. We'll do that later. But for now, let's go to Sally's account. One, under Sally's profile right here, we can go in and upgrade her picture to put a picture of her if we want, birth date, update all that information just so it's accurate. And then we need to get into like rules and things like that. So what are the rules set up? So there are different rule policies that you can define and set up for certain times of the day. So you can have all day, you have school rules, default rules, free time and bedtime, and then what those look like as far as time frames. Typically what I recommend is just a blanket set of rules, and then you set up bedtime to pause the internet, because there's no point somebody being on the internet late into the night. They're not, kids need to get sleep, no point in letting them watch TV, those types of things. But every family's different, every parent's different, and how they want to manage that. So we'll go back in here under screen time. Here are the default rules, what's blocked, what's allowed, things like that. So let's go in here and dive into this. Well, I want to block sexual content, obviously. I don't want Sally on social media. I don't think it's beneficial to them at this age. Other social media sites to it, you can target as well. MeWe, Omegle, these are very concerning ones too, because it's, online chatting randomly across the world. What games do you want to allow? Well, I think ABC Mouse would be great for educational purposes. She does like to play Fortnite. Trick in our home that we do with Fortnite is when my kids want to play it, we just all sit in my office, I'm on my computer, they're on their Switches or vice versa, and we play that way. That way we're all in the same room playing together. PBS Kids is fine. Do you want to allow Pokemon Go? I don't allow Roblox in our house. Steam is for PC gaming, and Xbox Live, we don't have a console, no point in allowing it. What streaming services do you want to allow or deny? Do you want them to be able to listen to Apple Music, Disney Plus, watch Apple TV, HBO Go, Max, those types of things? You can just go in here and I'll block or deny it. And now, do you want it to be blocked on these other settings as well? And it allows you. Like, so you say free time, they can have it any time, but you can block it any time of the day. Hulu, Netflix, I mean, there's a ton of them on here. There's collaboration. What they mean by that is like email, Slack, Zoom, those types of things. You can go in here and block those as well. General education, Life 360. I'll do a whole nother video on Life 360 at some point. You want them to have access to AI chatbots, online commerce, gifts, and different things like that. The list goes on, and so there's other categories as well that you can. Do you want them to have advertising or access to blogs, whatever it might be. I do think it's important to turn on restricted YouTube and safe search to make sure that they can't search for illicit content even accidentally. And VPNs and peer-to-peer networks. These are things that can be good in a business environment. If you're a professional gamer, I see nothing wrong with using them. But your average home, probably not something you want your kids on to use, because they can block and it helps mitigate around some of the settings within Bark. So then we go to devices, right? We want to add a device. Sally doesn't have a Bark app device yet. So Bark app is their subscription service that lets you do things like monitor text message, social media, and more down here. You can integrate these both together with Bark Home as well, so have a unified, inside and outside the home management. Choice is yours on that one, and then that's it. From here we have rules set up, we have guidelines, and we have parameters set. So what we can do now over time is check insights. And as for example, 5 sites have been analyzed in the last 7 days. What was allowed, what was blocked, what was recently blocked. We had social media blocked. You want to view all blocked activity, we can see what they're trying to do, so you can have conversations with your kids about it. Hey, we don't allow Facebook. Why are we trying to access Facebook? Is there a reason you need it? All those are just opportunities that you can use for you and your home to create conversations that are more meaningful with your family. So that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like and subscribe.